Hello, everyone. How are you? And very, very good morning. Very welcome to the class and very, very welcome to Unacademy. In these Fatafat concepts, today we are going to have one more interesting session about dealing with the most common questions asked during an interview. Most common and quite important questions, which we sometimes know the answers, but sometimes fumble during the interview. Yes, so very good morning to all of you, and please try to keep the session interactive. Uh, that would be really, really great. So let's begin with the Fatafat concept. First of all, I'm going to give you my introduction very quickly. My name is Mita Surti, and 12 plus years of teaching experience. English and aptitude are my subjects, and 4 or 5 plus years of experience with GATE and ESE. I do personality development training, interview guidance programs, IELTS coaching. Yes, I'm a certified coach by the British Council and have been doing this from the past 15 years. And I teach students for public service commissions also. And follow me on Unacademy. If you have not done so far, please do follow me on Unacademy at Mita Surti. And at Telegram, Unacademy Gate CS is the URL so that you get all the notifications of the upcoming lectures. About the plus and iconic courses, you know all about it. So I'm going to tell you the subscription rates, that is 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months is 27 to 25, 34,650 and 39,600. But the important thing, that is Mita S10. You can use my code Mita S10 and avail a 10% discount on all the three available subscriptions, and there is no cost EMI available as well. For Iconic also, you can use my code, that is Mita S10, and for 12 and 24 months, the subscription is 45 to 25 and 66,600. That was very short. Yes, it had to be, because these are Fatafat concepts. And I said, so far we have discussed quite a lot about interviews. Uh, in our earlier sessions, we discussed about hobbies, we have discussed about grooming, we have discussed about etiquettes. And today, this session is very, very important because we are going to discuss about the questions asked during an interview. Now, if I go to say these questions have been quite repeatedly asked, they are very common questions. But the problem is that during an interview, most of us are a bit nervous. And though we have a lot of confidence, there seems to be a little bit lack of confidence during those 15 minutes. And so, in spite of knowing the correct answers, in spite of knowing everything, or maybe even practicing or even knowing earlier, we tend to fumble during giving these answers. So, first of all, confidence is something which is utmost necessary with your body language. As we discussed in the earlier lecture, that body language also plays a very important role. Almost 60% of your entire interview will be based on your body language, because it's going to show how confident and how good a personality you are. Now, the important questions that I was talking about: why do you want this job? Very frequently asked. Yes, these questions are very frequently asked, and the answers to these also have to be very accurate, to the point, and according to me, very short and sweet. Now, why do you want this job? First of all, during an interview, always try to be honest. Yes, sometimes you do have to speak a little bit here and there. You cannot be absolutely open, but try to be honest, in the sense that if you are honest, you know what you are saying, and you don't have to fumble, or you don't have to rethink about something that you said and something that you might blunder after saying that. So, first thing is that always try to be honest in your answers. Now, why do you want this job? First, you have your answers for any job. Why does a person want a job? He may be wanting a job for what? He wants a job for security. Yes, a job is a security. So you want your job for a security. Secondly, you want it for good salary. Yes, we all earn or we all work for money, which is a very important thing and it is a fact. So there is no harm in stating the real reasons for why do you want this job. It's going to provide you security, it's going to give you a good salary, plus of whatever technical skills you have learned so far, you can have a chance to apply your technical skills over here, and moreover it gives a social status. So these are some few reasons which you could be giving that why do you want this job? Yes, it's always a necessity. Wanting a job is always going to be a necessity, but the answer could be said as it's going to give a security, good salary, technical skills you can apply, and you will get a good social status. Now, it could be that you are going in for some particular department. And so the question could be, why this particular department? And for this question, I think your answer should be, of course, the most honest one, that this is the subject of interest. That's the first reason. And it could be that maybe you have specialized in this. You have specialized in this particular department, and so you want to be here. Now, out of all, why should we select you? That is a question very frequently asked to students, that out of all, why should we select you? So, first of all, your reason or your answer to this should be that I find myself appropriate for the post. I find myself appropriate for the post. And secondly, given a chance, I will prove this. Yes. So, why should we select you? Is that I find myself appropriate for the post, and given a chance, I will definitely prove this to you. And of course, work hard, and whatever you are going to do, you can add a little bit, but try to make your answers short and brief to the point. Supposing you are in a current job, and then the question comes up, why do you want to leave this job? Because many a times it could be that you are already doing a job and then you want to go in for another job. So definitely they are going to ask you, why do you want to leave the current job? Now, for this one thing, I would definitely suggest you that never ever talk anything negative about your previous job. This is the first thing that you need to keep in mind, that why do you want to leave this job could be some genuine answer. First of all, if you have a genuine answer, and secondly, in case you are not happy with your employer or whatever your reason is for leaving the job, don't ever give negative remarks about your previous employer or even your co-workers. Always try to be diplomatic whilst giving this answer. If you are in a current job, you can say that maybe the commutation is a problem. Maybe you are looking for a hike or you are looking for an appraisal. So you want to get a better position. Okay. So there could be many good reasons for leaving the job. It just simply could be commutation, or as the job is far away, or maybe you have shifted to some other place, or you are looking for now a better position, there is a saturation over there where you cannot go ahead. Now you want to look for a better pay, an appraisal, a better position. So these could be the answers, but please never ever give any negative remarks about the current job that you have been doing. Now, there could be one more thing. Why from private sector to government sector? There could be people who want to move in from private sectors to government sectors, and there could be some who want to move from government to private. So, for these two things, again, the same thing applies here. No negative remarks. Any negative remarks about your previous employers will be taken in a very negative way. So never do that. So from private, if you are going to move into government sector, then I think the first question that we dealt with, why do you want this job? You can always say that a government job is always giving a good social status, a good salary, and a job security, especially if you talk about these COVID times. This could be a best example that during the COVID times, the private sector people have lost many a jobs, but the government jobs are very secure and they also provide a social status and a good pay. So that could be the reason, but don't ever try to give any negative remark about this, right? Now let's move on to some more questions about this. Where do you see yourself after 5 to 10 years? This is also one of the questions which is very frequently and very often asked. So, where do you see yourself after 5 to 10 years? Now, to be very honest about this answer, if I were asked this, definitely I really, taking this COVID situation into consideration, I would not know where I am going to be after the next 5 to 10 years. But yes, to give an answer, definitely you could say that I see myself achieving a few goals of my life. Yes, I see myself achieving a few goals of my life, making my life secure. And then, of course, you may have your personal reasons that you want to have a house of your own, a home of your own, or whatever you have your goals. You can say that I see myself at least halfway through my goals, or whatever priorities in life. You may have your parents as your priority. You want to make your parents happy because they have been looking after you all through your life. So that could be a genuine answer that in the next 5 years, I see myself making my parents utmost happy as they have been looking after me throughout their life. So these could be a few answers that you could be giving for where do you see yourself after 5 to 10 years. Hi Jayam, good morning. Very welcome to the class, Vacha. And will you leave this job if you get a better opportunity? Now, this is something which is very often asked, and you need to be honest. Definitely, you are not going to say yes, but you will say that no, definitely not. I'm looking forward to this place to be here for a long time, work and establish myself, make myself secure, and I would not like to keep changing jobs. Yes, I would not immediately leave this job if I get a better opportunity. But yes, after a few years, could be that, or maybe you could just be doing something better to get a higher position in the same job. You can say that I'm going to work hard over here itself and put myself to a better position after a few years rather than going for a better opportunity elsewhere. So this could be also one of the diplomatic answers that you could give, that I'm going to look for that I progress over here itself and make myself at a better position over here itself. Okay, better or say a higher post after a few years with my hard work and dedication. What is your goal in life? Now, this answer has to be uh, something which is realistic and something that is actually something that touches someone and seems a little bit honest, because most of us have goals which some type of goals, like people have this idea that if you put up a very big goal in life, something which is non-achievable is not a great thing to answer. So I think your goal in life have to be very simple, realistic, and something that you can acquire or achieve. So your goal in life, first of all, as I said, could be having a secure family, or maybe it could be just a simple goal like to satisfy your parents or buy them a home. Yes, your goal in life could be to have a home of your own, that is with your own money, uh, and look after your parents. Or maybe that goal in life could be that I want to earn and I want my parents to see the entire world. And then, yes, thereafter, I also want to enjoy life. Do not put yourself at the back and make it sound as if you are just here to give wrong answers or just make the panel feel good about you. But be realistic and say that, yes, I want to look after my parents, and then I also have a few things in my bag which I want to do. Like, I have some dreams to fulfill. I want a house of my own. I want to see the world. So these are some goals in life. Okay. So this, as in an interview, I have always said, try to be very, very realistic and diplomatic. Two things have to be there. And now you would say that if you want to be realistic, how will you be diplomatic, and vice versa? But the balance of these two is a proper interview. Yes, you need to understand and balance these two. And plus, there is one more thing which is very, very important: spontaneity. Spontaneity in answering, that is presence of mind, is the first thing and the most required during the interviews. Some question which you may never have thought of may just shoot up to you, and that is spontaneity. You need to have an answer ready for that which you may have never thought about, but yes, you need to answer at that time. Have you given interviews earlier? This also could be very commonly asked. Have you given earlier interviews? Yes, if you have, do mention about that. Maybe a couple of interviews, yes, or maybe one or two. And if you are newbie, then please say that no, this is my first interview. I have never ever given. So if you have given interviews earlier, the next question could definitely be, why were you not selected? So this is again a difficult thing to answer. But again, as I said, be a little bit realistic, be a little bit diplomatic. If you were not selected, there could be a specific reason for not being selected. Of course, we all know inside, maybe we may not say, but all of us know somewhere or the other what did we do wrong at that place. Our conscious mind always gives us the answers. Yes, we don't need somebody else to come and tell us that why were we not selected. We definitely know what went wrong in the interview. And as soon as see, when we are writing a paper also, we know that. And when we finish our paper, we get up, and whatever the reason, we, before anyone else telling us, we know from inside that okay, I am going to get about these many marks because I haven't been able to do so well. So same thing goes for an interview. You may be knowing the answer, why were you not selected, but over there when you have to give the answer, you may say that I did put in my 100%, but there could be something for which I was not selected. Or you can sometimes just give one simple answer, like maybe it was my first interview and lack of confidence, a little bit nervous at that time, and I could not answer properly. And therefore, now I have really worked upon myself, worked upon my confidence, and come up today for the next interview. Or you can say that, yes, I have given a couple of interviews, but so far I have not been able to succeed. Maybe I was uh, not able to fulfill their criteria, or there could be any other reason. But I have been always trying to do my best and give my best, and in future also I will be doing that. So this could be a real genuine answer for that. So always be realistic and diplomatic, and as I said, try to balance between the two. That balance will give you the exact and the best answers for your interview. So, these were a few questions that I dealt with today. In the next session of Fatafat Concepts, we have some more questions which are frequently asked. So, these were a few for today. We will be doing a few in the next session. And I hope all of you have enjoyed the session. Do like if you have liked the session, share it with a lot of friends. It may be useful to many friends who are going to go for an interview, and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in my special class at 4 p.m. on Unacademy app for practice. And thereafter, I will see you all again at 6 p.m. with the topic pronouns. And as I said, we are going to learn pronouns, plus, we are going to have a lot of verbal practice and a few questions to practice. So, with this, I end my Fatafat concepts, coming to you day after tomorrow with a few more questions to deal with. Thank you, all of you. Have a great day.